Alright, so if you remember, this is one of the most, I think it's the most popular video I had here on my channel for a few years now, and it was the RK61 Royal Clutch. It was a very good bass, wireless and wired keyboard, right? It has really good sound out of the box. I did play around with the settings of this and the setup of the switches, but I have used it rarely recently. I have kept it for posterity, but one thing's for sure, this was the best entry keyboard that I had in mechanical switches. I did have a cheaper one before this one, but it wasn't as I wanted it. But I ordered this one before, and it had a couple of problems in terms of the manuals. RK or Royal Clutch at that time was not really as popular as it is now. And although they really build really good quality keyboard, I did make a video about how to connect Royal Clutch wireless keyboards. So this time, I'm giving this a new life. I was supposed to give this when I update it. I'll lube the switches. Actually I pre-lube the switches already. I'm just gonna clean this up, replace the switches, replace the clean up the board, replace the keycaps. This is the old style keycap that it has. It's really good. It's see-through. I mean light through kind of keys. It does still function. It's really good. It's really healthy still. As you can see here, really still sounds good in terms of all of the setup, right? And then you can see it's still functioning really well. Really still good. I take care of my stuff, but as you see, there's a lot of usage signs here, especially with the keys. I need to clean this up if I want to reuse this. But for this case, I was supposed to give this when I'm finished with it. I'm supposed to give this to someone I really care for, I really love, and she wanted a similar keyboard as what I have here. It's actually the same exact profile as that one there. Similar key structure, but again, this one is I think 65%. That one is 90% keyboard, right? And this one is really good for someone who really wants to save a lot of space on their work area. So bear with me for a little bit. This will take a little bit of time. I'll try to rush some of the areas of the video or do some cuts so that to make this video shorter, but I would like to explain the intro to this one. Yeah, so basically what's gonna happen is I'm gonna pull out all of the keycaps and clean this up. So I'm gonna use my cleaning kit here. I'm gonna use this cloth here. I'm gonna use my brush here, cleaning kit again, and then I'm just gonna pull out all of the keys, replace it with a new key mechanical switch, right? I'm gonna replace it to make it sound a little more creamier. This one is a little more it's nice sounding, but it's the kind of it's not thick, right? I want to change it to a sock kind of sound for her, to the one I was supposed to give this to, but I don't know. I'm still at a fence on that one because of some recent things. But hey, it wouldn't stop me from taking this apart. So if you're new to keyboards and changing keycaps, I advise you to first take a photo of the layout of what you currently have, because some of the keys won't really fit directly. Especially take note, there are some keycaps that are not so similar to the shortcuts, so how you have to memorize it a little bit. For example, the insert keys, the pause keys, page up, and delete, all of those secondary keys, including the F1, all of those function keys are laid out specific to this keyboard. And some keyboards do follow the same pattern in terms of the size, but not all keycaps have these markers, right? So if you replace it, you have to memorize it sometimes. But basically what you have there is for the brightness, for changing the patterns, for changing the contrast and whatnot, wireless connection and whatnot. So you have to just memorize the layout for your keyboard before you change its layout. So basically once you pull it out, you pull out the keycaps in this case. Then as you see, I chose red switches, and I really like red switches, but I do prefer brown nowadays. But those are gonna be pulled out, so all of the keys will be pulled out while we're talking, and then I'm gonna replace it with a new keycap, clean this up, all of it, make it like new. So that's the main advantage of mechanical keyboard. You can customize it and make it feel and sound the way you like. As I mentioned on one of my longer videos in this channel, you can search for it on my channel, and you'll have the idea of when you start it. But bear in mind, starting this as a hobby is quite expensive. It will take your time a lot. So I did graduate from that. Now I just focus on what I like. I set up it on the way that I like it, and some of them are pre-built. Just modify the lubrication, the switches when I feel like it. So yeah, so ongoing here, I'm just gonna pull out all of the keycaps. You'll probably see me finish this off later because I'm gonna cut the video just to make sure that we're done. I'm just gonna show you that I'm gonna pull out all of this, including the key, the switches, right? So all of this gonna get pulled out and replaced, right? So it's kind of hard right now, so I'm gonna probably pull it out off cam, right? So it's a little bit stuck in there, so I'm just gonna make sure that I can pull it out later. But yeah, the best things is to really what do you call this, make sure that everything goes back the way it was, working efficiently, right? So I'm trying still to pull it out here outside of, so I can force my body to position myself pulling the keys. So it's kind of hard, you see that, you can hear that. So I'm just gonna do it off cam. But the next part of the video is this one. I ordered this one specific for that person, so I'm just gonna show you what it is. It's the XDA version of Matcha key, right? So I specifically ordered this Matcha key for that person. But yeah, anyway, let's not talk about that anymore. But I chose this one. It has a better profile than the old keys, so it's kind of soft, right? It will be better in the long run because you also have customized keys there at the back. You can replace it with fun symbols, right, as you can see there. And this is designed for full-size keyboards, right? So supposed to be built for full-size keyboard. It's not double shot as I see here, right? And it's probably not light through, so it's basically a direct keycap replacement with no light shining through. And yeah, some of it has no secondary symbols, but basically this is gonna feel and look good, but I have to fit it in there to make it look fine. So I'm gonna take a photo of that when it's done. I'm just gonna replace everything, clean everything, replace the switches, all of those things. And then at the second part of the video, you're gonna see this place in there, right? So yeah, bear with me for a second there, and then you'll next see this being put in there, and you'll see the finished product. Okay, just continuing. I have pulled out some of the keys. As you can see, it's all reds, and it's really dirty, so I'm just gonna brush it off, clean it off. I'm gonna pre-lube some more reds to replace these reds, and then I'm gonna clean this up later and lube it again. I can probably reuse some of them for my other kits, but just for the sake of making it new, right? But as you can hear, it still works really great and sounds really great. So yeah, I just need lubricating, clean up, and all of those things. But for me, the quicker way is to replace it with the red keys, red switches again, but new one pre-lube already from what I did before. It takes a lot of time to lube switches, and it's a headache. And if you shoot a video of that one and wait for that one, it will take you a lot of time, right? And yeah, as you also can see, some of the switches here not the same as this one. The old one are the new ones, right? It's just kind of a holder, kind of a fit there, but the same kind of cross pattern there. similar to most keyboards, right? So be aware of that one to make sure that you fit the right switches for your keyboard. So I'm just again gonna stop the video, and then the next thing you're gonna see is for this totally cleaned up with this keycaps, and then I'm gonna do a full-on test afterwards. Okay. All right, so we're finally done. So as you can see there, really clean, really nice. All right, it's now a Matcha keyboard, Matcha wireless keyboard. Right, really nice finish there. Just gonna come in a little bit now. Let us hear the sounds. I'm gonna put it near the microphone. So here is the spacebar, enter key, shift key, caps, shift. So you can hear it's kind of a talk now, but you can still hear the crispiness, but it's more of a thicker sound now. Right? Yeah, so that's good. And now if you're looking to, because it's not double shot and it's not see-through, but will it work for the lighting effects of this keyboard? I'm not into RGB nowadays, but if you need lighting, would it still work? Definitely would. As you can see there, still works really great. See? Still works. Really nice effect there still. That's the one I used last time. So there you go. That's my what do you call this? Refresher video of how to refresh your keyboard to make it like new. So now I have a new keyboard, new looking, but the base is actually from RK61, and it looks really good now. And I can use this probably for days. Kind of nice finish, and they're supposed to be a gift, but we'll see, right? Thanks for watching, and keep on subscribing and clicking the bell icon. Bye bye.